السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أسعد الله أوقاتكم أحبتي. Today بإذن الله we will solving some equations and we will continue our previous lesson which talk about the solving equations. So previously we have talked about how we can solve any linear equation, and we summarize 5 lessons by this step. So what I want to do in this lesson, I want to preview some examples from these 5 lessons which I mentioned here, example by example, and clarify every example here on the board or on the workbook. So let me go together to open the workbook here. So let me open the workbook, the student workbook. Now this is the first lesson in the chapter 2, which is 2.1. In the chapter 2.1, as I said, just you need to know how you can determine if the sentence is true or false or it's an open expression. Let me remind you, I said in the previous lesson that every equation have a variable. It's called an open. Every equation it's called an open here. So this is an open sentence. This is not equation because there is no equal sign. So it's an expression here. So we can write expressions here. Good. This is also expression. There is no equal sign. This is equation, but this equation is also open. So this choice is for this question and this question. 3 and 4 are both of them are open sentences. Now this is not open, this is closed sentence because there is no variables here. We need to determine if it is false or not, if it is false or true sentence. So we need to find the answer here, which is 3 times 5, which equal to 15, sorry, and 2 to the power 3 is equal 8, 8 plus 7, which equal 15. So 15 equal 15, this is true sentence. Same procedure here, 7 times 11, which equals 77. 3 to the power 3 is equal 27, plus 40 equals 67. So 67 don't equal 77, this is false equation, false sentence. By the way, you can find 7 and 8 by yourself. Just what I want to mention here, that the previous video already covered this questions. Now from 11 to 16 there is many equations here. We need to solve it. Already in the previous video I give it harder than these questions, but here I want to pick arbitrary one of these to solve it, and then we will go together to second lesson in this chapter. So let me pick a question from this. For example, if I want to pick let me pick a question number 15, for example. 3 and minus 4 equal negative 6. So example from your workbook, 3 and minus 4 is equal negative 6. How we can solve this linear equation? As I explained before in the previous video, if you want to solve any linear equation, there are 2 main steps. First step, you need to isolate variables together and constants together. What I mean by variables, I mean by it the letters here, which is n here in our question. And when I say constant, it means the numbers, the only numbers here, any real numbers, for like negative 4 and negative 6. This is 3, which multiplied by 6 by n. It's called coefficient of the variable. It's considered as a one block. We cannot deal with it. We cannot move it. Yeah. Here, so in the first step, the term which contain variables, which is this term, it will be dropped down here. And this is negative 4, it will move where? To the right hand side to make the constants together. So it will be negative 6 plus 4. Why plus 4? Because we forced to change the sign if we move over the equal sign here. If you jump over the equal sign, you will need to to change the sign of the number. That means 3n is equal to what? Negative 6 plus 4, which equal negative 2. Now, to cancel this 3, the coefficient of n, we need to multiply both sides, what I said before, by the reciprocal of the coefficient of n here, our variable. So we need to multiply both sides by 1 over 3. So what we will get if we multiply both sides by 1 over 3, we will get n as a variable here, because 1 over 3 times 3, which equal 1, the identity, and a number with it multiplied by its reciprocal, we will get the identity. Now negative 2 times 1 over 3, it will be negative 2 over the 3. Good. So this is the final answer. This final answer which makes this expression is true. How we can check our answer? Here, let me check. Just I will check one time. I don't check always. Just that for you. So 3 times, I will substitute negative 2 over 3 instead of n here. So negative 2 over 3, negative 4. It must equal what? It must equal negative 6. Let me check it. So 3 with 3 will cancel. So this 3 with 3 will cancel. So we will get negative 2, negative 4. Together it will be negative 6. And negative 6 is equal to negative 6. So good. Our answer is true. That's our arbitrary question from the lesson 2.1. 2.1. Good. Let me pick arbitrary lesson questions or examples from the second lesson, which is 2.2. Let's go to 2.2. Now this is 2.2. This is 2.1, sorry. Let me increase this. This is 2.2. If we want to solve questions from this question, solve addition and subtraction equation, okay, I will go directly for some arbitrary ones. So I will solve this one. I find it as a huge one, 23, as an arbitrary question. Okay, all of them, they have same idea. But here what I want to make sure I cover all of the concepts of these lessons by the previous video. So question number 23 says negative 4 and half as a mixed number, negative 4 and half. Also we have plus 2.5 equal, plus 2.5 equal 3.5, as I see here. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Z minus 315. Z minus 315. Yeah, this is the question number 23. This is the question number 23 in lesson 2.2. Question number 23. I will solve it now. We have an equation, linear equation. We need to solve it. As I said, there is a principal idea to solve any linear equation. So all of the linear equations, it's solved in the same procedure. Just we need to simplify firstly. So what we need to do here, we need to make variables together, constants together, and start solving. Good. Let me determine where is the constant, where is the variables here. This is a number, constant. This is a number, is constant. This is a variable because it's Z is a letter. This is a constant. Now, some of you will move this Z to other side here and move these two numbers where? To right hand side. But that's hard. Why? Because I moved 3 times here. You can just directly move this number to the left hand side. What we need to see here, not important where is the location of the variables, because this is equal sign. If you look at from here, from right hand side, you will find this term equal this term. If you look at from this side, you will find this term equal this term. Not important which is in the side here. So we need to move this one to here for the constant size. So it will be what? Let me start here recording. So drop -4.5. Please, before I start, I need to make all of them as a fraction in one step, okay? Just to make simplification, it's easy to me. So 2 times 4, which equal 8, plus 1, which equal 9. So this it will be -9/2. I drop it, but as a fraction 4. Here plus 2.5, it will be 5/2. I convert it from decimal to fraction. I need to make them, all of them as a fractions. Why fractions? You're not forced to do it fractions. You have the choice. You can make them as decimals, as mixed number. But what I need to do, make them, all of them, as one form. Okay, make this as a positive here. I need to convert it. 5 times 3, which equal 15, plus 1, which equals 16. So 16/5. It will be 16/5. This number is 16/5. And it becomes positive because I move it where? To the left hand side. All of these, it will be equal to what? To z. So we already now we find the value of z. The value of z is equal to these. We need to just add these numbers. We need to add these numbers. Here the denominators already, they are equal. So -9 plus 5, it will be -4. -4/2, it will be what? -2. Again, -9 plus 5 equal -4. Over 2, it will be -2. I will just found these. I simplify it, add -2 plus 16/5. The answer must equal to what? To z. Now add this, make the denominator are equals. So z, it must equal to what? 5 times -2, which equal -10 plus 16, it will be 6/5. Just make the denominator are equal by multiply these sides by 5 here, and this by 5, and then add them. Good. So z equal to what? 6/5. So z is equal 6/5. Good. Let's go to the next example and next question. Now I will pick arbitrary. I will leave these questions, the word problem questions, to live session. Okay, I will leave them for the virtual class. I will go directly now to 2.3, lesson 2.3. We can solve any question from 2.3. Let me start and pick arbitrary 2 or 1 of these questions. I will pick any question. For example, let me choose what one. Which one? Maybe you will find it hard for you. I will pick. Okay, let me choose this one or this one. I don't know. All of them are easy to me, but I know there's some of them is hard to you. But here I will pick arbitrary. I will pick 16 as example, and together we will solve the others inshallah later. So 9 and 3 over 4 as a mixed number equal to what? Equal -3f. -3f. This is question number 16 in lesson 2.3. 16 in lesson 2.3. So how we can solve this? It's easy to solve it. Just what we need to do here, convert this one to... I hate the mixed number. I hate them. So when I place a mixed number, already by default I will convert it to decimal or fraction. And I advise you to do like this. So here what I want to do, I want to convert it as a decimal number or as a fraction. It's hard to do it as a decimal, so convert it to fraction, multiply this times this, and add the answer for 3. So 4 times 9, which equal 36, plus 3, which equal 39 over 4. This is the first fraction. Good. So equal negative 3f. Nothing to do here. Already variables together, constant together. No need to isolate here. So now, what's the next step? After isolation, what's the next step? Always we say multiply by the reciprocal of what? Of the coefficient of the variable, which is here in our case is negative 3. So we need to multiply both sides by 1 over 3 negative. Here as a multiplication. Don't imagine this as a subtraction. Good. So multiply 3 with 3 cancelled, negative with negative is positive, so we will get the value of f. The value of f, it must equal what? 39 over 4 multiplied by 1 over 3 negative. Now we can simplify, it's easy to simplify it. 3 with 3 cancelled, we will get 13. Now 13 times 1, it will be 13, but here negative, so f it will be negative 13 over 4. This is the final answer. I think it's easy. What we have do here? What we have done here? Nothing. Just we converted from mixed number to fraction, then multiply by the reciprocal and get the final answer. As we said in the previous video, what we need to do? Just 2 main steps. Isolate, then multiply by the reciprocal of the coefficient of the variable. So here, no need to isolation, no need to isolate, already they are isolated. Then we have multiplied by the reciprocal and simplify your answer. Good. Let's go to lesson 2.4. This lesson 2.4 from your workbook. Okay, I will pick arbitrary question. I will pick this question, question 21. I see it is long here, so I will pick it. Where's the eraser? This is my eraser. Oh, good. So this question says negative 43. No one. Okay, negative 43 plus equal 9h minus 39 equal 9h minus 39 minus 4h plus 16 minus 4h plus 16. Good. Let me start solving now. 9h negative 39 negative 4h plus 16. Yeah, that's correct. Good. Let me solve it. This is question number 21 in lesson 2.4. All of our answers depend on the previous video. So please repeat the video. If there is any point you cannot understand it, ask me. Repeat the previous video. If there is any point you cannot understand it, ask me anytime. So all of these lessons, all of them depends on the idea which already explained in the previous video. So here, what we need to do first step, we need to make isolation. Isolate, this is the first step, the main step. So we need to determine where the variables is, the terms which contain variables, this one and this one. They are variables. Now the others, they are constant, negative 43, negative 39, and plus 16. All of these are variables. Let me move variables together and constant together. This first step, as I said. Now, 9h, negative 4h, I will keep them on this side. No need to move them. We need to move this to other side here and this number to other side here to make the left hand side as the constant side. So I will drop negative 43 here. Then I will move negative 39, it will be positive 39. Then move positive 16, it will be negative 16. Now, equal under equal. 9h minus 4h, it will be what? 9h minus 4h, it must equal to what? 5h. Then, here we need to add and subtract, just make the order of operation, apply the order of operation and find the answer. So, if we add this negative 43 and negative 16, the negatives together, we will get 59. So 59 negative 59 plus 39, so we will get 20. But what is negative? Again, how I do it? I added the negative numbers together, so it will be negative 59. We have positive 39, so the total is negative 20. You can find them as you want. By the commutative, I can put this here and this here. Good. Now, after we simplify and making the isolation step, we need to multiply both sides by the reciprocal of the coefficient of x. What's the reciprocal coefficient of x or our variable? Sorry, it's h here. So what's the reciprocal here is 1 over 5. So multiply both sides by 1 over 5, we will get h is equal negative 20 over 5, which equal negative 4. This is the final answer. You can check. You can substitute h equal negative 4 here and get this answer. That's question from lesson 2.4. Okay, before I end the period, I need to go 2.5, lesson 2.5 here, and pick arbitrary question again from 2.5. Okay, I will choose question number 9, for example, or 10. I think the last two, the question always the hardest one. So because of that, I always choose the last or before the last one. Okay, let me choose the question number 9, for example. Oops. So question number 9 says what? Says 3 over 4 times 8a plus 20. 3 over 4 times 8a plus 20 equal 6a plus 10. Equal 6a plus 10. How I can solve it? In the previous video already I have solved some example like this example. So already is explained. I need to make some practice. Just because of that I choose arbitrary examples from each lesson. Okay, let me start. The first step, as I say, we need to make isolation or isolate the variables together and constant together. But before that, I cannot make this step while we have a bracket here. So we need to remove this bracket. I don't like this bracket. How we can do this? By the associative property, we can multiply this number 3 over 4, this fraction, by all of these brackets by the associative bracket, by the associative property. Let's re-multiply. So 3 over 4 times a, it will be what? 4 with the 8 cancelled. 4 with 8 cancelled. So we will get just 2. 2 times 3, it will be 6a. Now 3 over 4 times 20. 4 with 20 is cancelled. We give 5. 5 times 3, it will be 15. so it will be 15. Again, 3 over 4 times 8, it will be 6. 3 over 4 times 20, it will be 15. Equal 6a plus 10. Nice question. I need like this question before. Okay. Now, what's the next step? We need to change. We will need to put variable together and constant together. We need to move this 15 to other side and this 6 to this side. So we'll get 6a already dropped here and negative 6a from the other side. It will be 10 already drop it, and 15 becomes to other side, it will be negative 15. So 6a minus 6a, they will cancel, so we'll get 0 is equal to what? 10 negative 15 is equal to what? Negative 5. But as we say, this is called what? False sentence. No way to be 0 equal negative 5. That's what told us. What's the question? Try to tell us. Here, I can say there is no solution. When I say solution, I mean there is no value for A here satisfy this equation. No way to find A satisfies this equation. Good. I will end this lesson by another example here. This is the last example. I will end the lesson by just one example. Close to this example, another case, but not exactly it is. For example, if I say 3x, this is from me, not from the book, 3x plus 4 is equal 2 times 1.5x plus 2. Solve this equation. We need to solve this equation. If you want to simplify and start solving, we will get 3x here plus 4 in the first step. Then we need to multiply 2 by all of these terms in the bracket, term by term, by the associative property. So we'll get 3x, 2 times 1.5 equal 3x. 2 times 2, it will be 4. So this is plus 4. Now 3x plus 4 is equal 3x plus 4. Good. What I mean, this exactly this one. This expression exactly equal this expression. So the whole system is a true system. And we will get the conclusion now. But I need to complete. So put the variables together and put the constant together. So we'll get 3x, negative 3x is equal 4, negative 4. After this moved here, they will change to negatives. So 0 is equal to 0. That's good. What I mean by 0 equal to 0, this is a true sentences. And because of that, we can conclude the solution set is the set of all real numbers is R. In the previous example, when I said there is no solution, if I ask you about the solution set, you will say 5 because it contains no elements. So in this example, I have ended my lesson. I have picked arbitrary questions from lesson 1 up to lesson 5 to make sure we have covered all of the idea in these lessons. Now, tomorrow, inshallah, by Tuesday, I will give you the chance to ask me any question in these lessons from lesson 1 up to lesson 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 lessons. From 1 to 5, you can ask any question you want in these lessons. See you inshallah tomorrow in the live lesson in our virtual class inshallah. Goodbye.